So we took a trip outside the studio for kind of an old school elementary science experiment here. I have a tempered glass panel from a Fantex P400S, and we're gonna see how high we have to drop this thing in order for the tempered glass to shatter. In a nutshell, a glass panel is tempered by undergoing a heating process, followed by a rapid cooling of the outside of the glass, which forces it into a sort of compression. The inside of the glass cools much more slowly, which tends to pull away from the outside edges, and that puts the inside of the glass into tension. The result is a very sturdy glass, actually about 4 times stronger than regular glass. The issue, though, is that when it does shatter, you better have a broom handy. Now, for those who are wondering, our test will be conducted on just pavement here, like typical street pavement, and it's pretty rocky. So this will kind of simulate a worst case scenario here for dropping tempered glass. I imagine most people would either drop this glass on carpet or hardwood or tile, but this is a bit rougher, so if it's going to break anywhere, it's going to break here. We've just got a bed sheet that we've turned kind of into a makeshift painter's blanket, so that's going to capture most of the glass, hopefully, when this shatters. And the thing about tempered glass I was saying earlier is that when this stuff does break, it really breaks. It shatters into 1,000 pieces, if not more. So we want to make sure that we can gather as much of it within the blanket as we can. When it does break, we'll sweep the rest from the road. Now, for the first part of this test, we're only going to drop the glass from about 1 foot high. Again, I don't know when this is going to break, if it even will, from upwards of 3-4 feet. But this is going to be our first test, so foot high, just this distance here. Here we go. That's pretty strong. I'm surprised that didn't break it. All right, now I'm gonna drop it from the same height, but this time parallel with the ground, see if this makes any difference. Now for test number 3, we're gonna drop this vertically from 2 feet high. It's about 2 feet, looks about right. Here we go. This is pretty sturdy stuff. All right, and now 2 feet high horizontally. I don't even see scratches on this thing. All right, we keep having to push this camera further and further back. So this is 3 feet from a vertical drop, roughly 3 feet. This is impressive. So you can see here, this is about the only damage this tempered glass panel took from a 3-foot vertical drop. I'm surprised, really. By the way, you should definitely wear some safety goggles if you do something like this for whatever reason. Do as I say, not as I do. So this is gonna be a 3-foot horizontal drop now. There aren't even any scratches on it. You could literally stick this back on the PC case, sell it on Craigslist, and nobody would know that we dropped this thing multiple times on concrete from several feet high. All right, so here's where we are at this point. So after 2 3-foot drops, one from a vertical position and one from a horizontal position relative to the floor, the glass has literally taken on almost no damage. You can see that the only damage is right here on this corner, and that's where it hit the concrete first, I believe. So for anybody concerned about tempered glass rigidity and toughness and durability, as I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I buy tempered glass, it's just gonna break on me if I drop it. First off, I hope you don't plan on dropping your PC or any component from 3 feet high. But even if this thing fell from 3 feet high, in a worst case scenario on some concrete like this, your glass is likely not to break. Stay tuned though, we're gonna keep dropping this from higher and higher elevations until we do get it to shatter. All right, so it's getting kind of freaky now. For our 4th set of tests, I'm gonna drop this from shoulder height. I'm about 5'9", 5'10", so this is probably around 5 feet high. And I don't know why you would have your PC this high off the ground. Maybe it's on the top of a bookshelf or something weird like that, but I'd say this is beyond a worst case scenario. If this doesn't shatter at this height, we're just gonna throw it in the air and see what happens. Here we go, vertical 5-foot drop. What is it gonna take? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It still looks great. 5-foot horizontal drop. Come on! I don't even know what I'm gonna do now. It's just like, what, 7 feet or so? Let's do a 7-foot vertical drop. It's gonna be pretty explosive. I'm just gonna turn around. And here we go. There we go. You see how it shattered into well over 1,000 pieces. That's what tempered glass does by nature of how it's made. So yeah, about 7 feet onto pretty rough concrete is what it's gonna take, at least for this particular panel, to get it to shatter into 1,000 pieces. And there we go. This is one of the remaining pieces that is now breaking into many other pieces of our Fantex P400S tempered glass panel. All right, good to be back. It's hot outside. So a few general conclusions we can make about this little experiment here. The first is that tempered glass is relatively sturdy. It's gonna withstand some pretty serious drops, as we've just proven, even on some of the worst terrain possible. This is thanks to the way the glass is in fact tempered, though a downside to this is that if it does happen to shatter, it will do so into 1,000 pieces. One other generalization I would like to make to those who often classify tempered glass cases into that fragile category. Oh, I don't want to drop my glass and have it shatter. Look, it's pretty tough. In fact, I would be more concerned about the floor on which you drop the panel than the panel itself. That's what this video sought to prove. If you'd like to see more videos like this on the channel, let me know by giving this one a thumbs up. I do appreciate that. Also, don't be shy about clicking that red subscribe button down below. Pretty sure you're not gonna regret it. This is Science Studio. Thanks for learning with us.